ओके, आज का प्रॉब्लम जो हम लोग ट्रस्ट पे डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं वो ये है, जिसमें ये दो फोर्सेस 30 किलो न्यूटन और 10 किलो न्यूटन लगा हुआ है और इसका डायमेंशन यहाँ पे लिखा है 2, 4 और 6। इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए कुछ स्टेप्स हैं जिस स्टेप्स को आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। तो पहला स्टेप इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए इसका फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम बनाना है। So to draw the free body diagram, isolate the system from the surrounding and let's draw it. So इस प्रॉब्लम का ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू फाइंड द फोर्स इन ऑल द मेंबर्स ऑफ द ट्रस, और इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए जो पहला स्टेप है वो है इसका फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम। फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम बनाने के लिए फिक्स सपोर्ट को हटा करके पिन सपोर्ट को हटा करके दो रिएक्शंस लगाए गए हैं और एक रोलर सपोर्ट को हटा करके एक वर्टिकल रिएक्शन लगाया गया। अब हम लोग ये चेक कर लें कि ये ट्रस सॉल्व हो पाएगा या नहीं हो पाएगा। इसको चेक करने के लिए हमारे पास जो इक्वेशन है वो है m इक्वल्स टू 2j माइनस 3। तो चेक कर लेते हैं इसमें कितने मेंबर हैं। तो आप यहां से गिन सकते हैं 1, 2, 3, 4 और 5 मेंबर है। तो इस ट्रस्ट में टोटल 5 मेंबर है और इसमें कितने जॉइंट हैं तो आप देख सकते हैं, पहला जॉइंट, दूसरा जॉइंट, तीसरा जॉइंट और 4 जॉइंट और ये पांचवा। 1, 2, 3, 4, अच्छा 4 ही। तो यहां पे आप देख सकते हैं नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स, और ये इक्वेशन 2j माइनस 3 नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स के बराबर है, इसलिए ऐसे ट्रस को हम लोग परफेक्ट ट्रस बोलते हैं। परफेक्ट ट्रस न्यूटन के मेथड से सॉल्व हो पाएगा, इसीलिए अब इसको हम लोग सॉल्व करने का प्रोसेस शुरू करते हैं। इसको नोट कर लीजिएगा, m is the number of members, j is number of joints, और अगर ये इक्वेशन वैलिड है तो इस तरह के ट्रस को परफेक्ट ट्रस कहते हैं। इसमें 5 मेंबर्स हैं और 4 जॉइंट्स हैं, तो 4 गुना 2 8 माइनस 3 5, तो नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स 2j माइनस 3 के बराबर है, इसलिए ऐसे ट्रस को परफेक्ट ट्रस कहेंगे। ये एक ऐसा फोर्स सिस्टम है, तो ये कोप्लेनार नॉन कंकरेंट फोर्स सिस्टम है, और ऐसे फोर्स सिस्टम में 3 इक्वेशंस ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम बनते हैं। ये कोप्लेनार नॉन कंकरेंट फोर्स सिस्टम है, मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं, ये एक ऐसा फोर्स सिस्टम है, ये कोप्लेनार नॉन कंकरेंट फोर्स सिस्टम है, इसीलिए इसमें इक्वेशन ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम 3 बनेंगे, और वो तीनों इक्वेशन ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम है सम ऑफ ऑल फोर्सेस अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस इक्वल्स टू 0, दूसरा इक्वेशन है सम ऑफ ऑल फोर्सेस अलोंग वाई एक्सिस इक्वल्स टू 0, और तीसरा इक्वेशन है सम ऑफ ऑल मूवमेंट टेकन अबाउट z एक्सिस शुड बी इक्वल टू 0। आप x और y की जगह पे हॉरिजॉन्टल या वर्टिकल एक्सिस भी लिख सकते हैं। तो अगर इन तीनों इक्वेशन को लगाया जाए तो ये तीनों अननोन rdy, rby और rbx को निकाला जा सकता है। अब इसको एक एक करके निकाला जाए तो सबसे पहला इक्वेशन है समेशन fx इक्वल्स टू 0। अगर इस इक्वेशन का उपयोग करते हैं तो यहां से आप सीधा लिख सकते हैं rbx प्लस 10 इक्वल्स टू 0, टेकिंग दिस डायरेक्शन एज पॉजिटिव। तो यहां से rbx की वैल्यू सीधे निकल जाती है 10 माइनस 10 किलो न्यूटन, तो इसका वैल्यू आ गया माइनस 10। अब अगर हम लोग समेशन mz इक्वल्स टू 0 लगाएं, सम ऑफ ऑल मोमेंट्स समेशन mz इक्वल्स टू 0, और इन फोर्स इस मोमेंट को फोर्सेस का मोमेंट हम लोग बी पॉइंट पे अगर लें तो उस हिसाब से आप चेक करिएगा, क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन को पॉजिटिव मानते हुए, तो उस हिसाब से आप चेक करेंगे 30 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2। इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से समझने का है। B इज माई पिवोटल पॉइंट and BC is my moment arm. So this 2 represents the moment arm and this 30 represents the force. If you free the system and you see only BC, then you can see that BC will have a tendency to rotate about B in clockwise direction because of the force 30 kilonewton. BC जो member है B point के about 30 किलोन्यूटन फोर्स के कारण क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में रोटेट करने का टेंडेंसी रखेगा, इसीलिए यहां पे इसको पॉजिटिव मोमेंट माना जाएगा। द सेकेंड फोर्स which is of our concern is RDY. So RDY multiplied by 6. मोमेंट हम लोग B पॉइंट पे ले रहे हैं और BD इज द मोमेंट आर्म और ये दूरी 4 + 2 6 है। BD, I repeat, BD is the moment arm and the bar BD will rotate about B because of RDY in clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction, therefore it is taken as negative. और जो तीसरा फोर्स हमारे पास है वो है 10 किलो न्यूटन मल्टीप्लाइड बाय दिस लेंथ 6। अगर आप इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से देखिए तो ये हाइट जो है ये इसका मोमेंट आर्म है एंड दिस इज द फोर्स। सो दिस बार विल हैव ए टेंडेंसी टू रोटेट इन क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन एंड देयरफॉर वी आर गिविंग ए प्लस साइन। यू कैन सी इफ दिस इज द पिवोटल पॉइंट एंड द फोर्स is acting like this, it will have a tendency to rotate in clockwise direction and therefore a plus sign has been given. The sum of moment of all these values will be equal to 0 as per Newton's law. So if we solve this equation, what we are going to get is RDY equals to 20 किलोन्यूटन। 30 गुना 2 60 प्लस 10 गुना 2 60 डिवाइडेड बाय 6, ये हो जाएगा 120 डिवाइडेड बाय 6 इक्वल्स टू 20 किलोमीटर। ठीक है। So now we are also aware about the value of RDY equals to 20 kilonewton. The third unknown which we have is RBY. We can find this value by two methods. Either we can go for summation Fy equals to 0 or summation Mz equals to 0 about D. So for simplicity, I am using summation Fy equals to 0, taking upward direction as positive. So in this equation you can see RBY minus 30 plus RDY equals to 0. We know the value of RDY. RDY value is 20. So from here if you see, you can write the value of RBY equals to 30 minus 20 equals to 10 kilonewton. So by using the equation of equilibrium, we are able to find the reactions at point B and D. By using the equations of equilibrium, we are able to find the reaction at B and D. RBS is minus 10, RBY is 10 and RDY equals to 20. Okay. So the next step is to find the force in all the members using joint method. So I will reiterate the step once again. What is the objective? The objective is to find the force in all the members as well as the nature of the force. For doing so, the first step is to draw the free body diagram and check the perfectness of the truss. If the truss is perfect, only then you will be able to solve by Newtonian method. For checking that, you have to use the equation m equals to 2j minus 3. The second step is to find the reactions at the support. So there are two types of support. At point B we had a pin support, and at point B we had a roller support. The roller support will always produce a unit reaction or a vertical reaction, and a pin support will produce two reactions, one in the horizontal direction and the other in the vertical direction. Using the equation of equilibrium, we are able to find the value of Rbx, Rby and Rdy as minus 10 kilonewton, 10 kilonewton and 20 kilonewton. The next step is to find the force in all the members of the truss. So let us start from joint D. So where can you start from? There are many options. You can start from B or D. You have two options. Either you can start from B or D. How to choose a point from where you need to start? Choose the point where the number of unknowns are 2. Because now we are going to draw the FBD of the pin. And that will be a coplanar concurrent force system which will give us two equations. These two equations can be summation Fx equals to 0 and summation Fy equals to 0. So you should try to initiate the process from the pin where the number of unknowns are 2. So I am starting from joint D. So these are the forces which are acting at point D. Now what kind of force system is this? This is a coplanar concurrent force system, and for coplanar concurrent force system we have two equations. They are summation Fx and summation Fy equals to 0. I am starting with summation Fy equals to 0 by taking upward direction as positive. So F of dA plus R of dy equals to 0. By using this equation you can say F dA equals to minus R dy equals to minus of 20 kilonewton. We will explain this minus and why this arrow has been taken in this direction. While you are drawing the FBD of the pin, make sure that the members are replaced by a force and the direction of the force is away from the pin along the member. This will, by doing so, we assume that the members are in tension. And if your answer is negative, this means that actually the member is in compression. So this minus sign signifies that the member AD will be in compression. There are other methods of identifying the nature of force, but still this can be one of the easiest method to identify the nature of force in member BD. Now the second equation which I am going to apply is sum of horizontal forces equals to 0, taking right hand side as positive. So from here you can see minus of FDC equals to 0 implies that FDC equals to 0. So this member CD is a zero force member. This member CD is a zero force member. So what we have done, we have identified the magnitude as well as nature of force in member AD and CD. What we have done, we have identified the magnitude of the force in member AD and CD. CD is a zero force member and AD is a member in which the member is experiencing a force of compressive force of 20 kilonewton. This minus sign signifies that the nature of the force in member AD is compressive. Okay. So we know the answer in this member and this member. The next option which we have is B, C or A. If you go to any of the two joints, any of the three joints, the number of unknowns are 2. If you go to A, the 1 and 2 is unknown. If you go to B, 1 and 4 is unknown. And if you go to C, 2 and 4 is unknown. So it is as per your wish or choice that you may start from either A, B or C now. I am preferring to go at C. So let me erase this part. And draw the FBD of pin C. Okay, so why we have chosen C? Because the number of unknowns are 2 and they are force in member 2 and member 4. I may go to joint B where the number of unknowns are 1 and 4, or I may go to joint A where the member 1 and 2 is unknown. It is as per your wish or choice. You may go to any of the three. I am preferably going to C. So let us draw the FBD of point C. So to solve this force system, we need to find the value of theta. For finding the value of theta, I am using the concept of tan. So theta will be tan inverse 6 upon 4. Theta will be tan inverse 6 upon 4. I hope this is understandable and I will not elaborate this part. So theta is known. This force system is again a coplanar concurrent force system, and for coplanar concurrent force system the equations of equilibrium are summation fx and fy equals to 0. So let us apply summation fy equals to 0, taking upward direction as positive. In this case, f of CA, FCA sin theta minus 30 equals to 0. So if you arrange this value, FCA can be written as 30 divided by sin theta is 56.30 9 degree. So if you solve this value, you are going to get the value of FCA as 36.05. So let me explain this portion once again. What I have done, I have resolved the force in the vertical direction. So FCA, the component of the force FCA in the vertical direction is FCA sin theta minus 30 equals to 0. So summation Fy equals to 0, taking upward direction as positive. We are able to find the force in the member CA, which is the second member of our truss. The value of magnitude of the force is 36.05, and because this value is positive, this means that the member CA is in tension and it is experiencing a force of 36.05 kilonewton. Now let us go to joint CB. Let us go to member CB. So please remember this value. If I apply summation f x equals to 0, taking right side as positive, then I can write minus FCB plus FCD plus FCA cos theta equals to 0. So let me explain this. This FCA, CB, this force is acting in the negative direction or left direction, which is assumed to be, which is taken as negative. FCD is the second force, and FCA cos theta is the component of this force along the horizontal axis. Sum of all these forces must be equal to 0. We also know that the value of FCD, this value is 0. So what is left with us is f of CB, this is equal to f of CA cos theta. The value of FCA cos theta is 36.05 cosine of, and this angle we had taken as 56.309. And if you solve this, the value of FCB will be equal to 20. So we know the answer force in this as well as the second and the fourth member. Now let us proceed to, we can go to either joint B or A. I will prefer to go to joint B. Please remember these values. Let me erase it so that I can go for joint B. This is RBY, whose value is 10. This is F of BC, or you can call it F of CB. This is just an annotation. You don't change the sign of the force. It is just an annotation. The nature of force can be stated by the sign. So this is these are not two unknowns, they are same unknown. This angle is 45 degree. You can see that this is 6 and this is 6. So if I call this angle as phi, so tan phi will be equal to 6 upon 6, implies that phi equals to 45 degree. This value is minus 10, and we are interested in finding this value. We know this value. But we have an opportunity, a very good opportunity over here to check whether our answer is correct or not. How? If I solve this and if I assume this to be unknown, then I can find the value of both the forces. And if this value matches with the previous answer, then my solution is most likely to be correct. And if it doesn't match, then you have to recheck the entire process. So I repeat this process once again. At this joint, we can assume that this force is unknown, even though we have found it in the previous step. And because only two unknowns are present in this joint, we are able to find it. We will be able to find it. If we are able to find it, then the answer which we got by this method and the answer which we got by the previous method are same. In that situation, what we can say, our answer is correct. And if they are not same, I need to revisit the solution once again. So let us start solving it. I am using summation f y equals to 0. I will call this force as f of BA. So f of BA sine 45 degree plus RBY equals to 0. As I know the value of RBY, I can easily say f of BA equals to minus of RBY divided by sine 45 degree. Minus RBY, let us substitute the value of RBY. So the value of RBY is 10. So this will be minus 10 divided by sine 45. This is minus 10 root 2 kilonewton. Again I will explain this word minus, this symbol minus. It is saying that the member BA is in compression. What does it signify? It signifies that the member BA is in compression. After this step, we are aware about force in all the members of the truss. We are aware about force in members, all the members of the truss. But still, I will go for summation fx equals to 0. So what is the advantage of doing this? Why we are going for an extra step? If I go for an extra step, assuming force in member BC is not known, I will get the answer from here. And if this answer is correct, if this answer is similar to the previous answer, is same as the previous answer, then we can say that our problem is correct. Otherwise, we need to revisit the solution once again. So let us assume the right side as positive. So what we can write is minus 10 plus FBA cos 45 f of BC equals to 0. In this equation, only BC, force in member BC is assumed to be unknown. If I substitute the value, in that case, force in member BC is written as 10 minus f of BA into 1 upon root 2. It is 10 minus 10 root 2 into 1 upon root 2. So if you solve this, you will get 20 kilonewton. And as we know that from the previous calculation that this value is 20 kilonewton, so our answer is correct. Now let us write the entire solution in a box so that it is understandable to all, or the summary of this. So we have member AB as 1, then we have member BC, then AC and CD. So these are the 4 members which we are having. So let us write the magnitude of the force. In member AB we have 10 root 2 in kilonewton. In AD we have AD, AB, AC, BC, CD and one more AD. In AD we have 20, in CD we have 0, in AC we have nearly 36.0 and BC we have 20. So these are the magnitude of force in each member. Now we should also write the nature of the force. So in this case the nature is compression. We have eliminated the minus sign. You can see over here we have eliminated the minus sign. The minus sign was signifying that the force is compressive. The member is under compression. In member BC, the member is in tension. In member AC, the member is in tension. And because CD is having 0 magnitude, so there is neither compression nor tension. And in AD, we have a negative value, so it is compression.